almost always now, every time after the gym, I start getting the ideas for videos that I want to do. And this one is something that I've always wanted to talk about in depth, but let's just see if I'm going to get in depth in this video. Um, I've sort of spoken about mental health of men in few videos, and today I wanted to talk specifically about being suicidal, because of life's pressures, life stress, and whatever. And by the way, also, who's this? Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Crazy, man. Crazy. It could be because of whatever the media or what people have put him through. So now everything has really just built up and it's all been pent up inside of him. So to a certain extent, as much as he might have been, I don't know how to put it, defending Jada Pinkett's honor or whatever, Chris Rock was really just joking, man. And it was an intelligent joke. I guess people might say it's not a good joke because she has alopecia, which is a hair loss condition. But I digress. Anyway, let's talk about being suicidal. See, about being suicidal, I'm gonna make myself as an example in this video, which is gonna be a theme in most of my videos where I make myself as an example, whatever I do or whatever I want to talk about. So now I want to talk about being suicidal. I personally think I've been suicidal for the most part of my life. I could say 15 years of my life. But I was more aware that I have been suicidal probably 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I started realizing that, okay, I actually do think about this a lot. And I actually do see it as a solution a lot of the times for things that I'm going through. So I must have been 18 the first time where I thought, I actually want to do it. This is in, I think, 2012. Yeah, I was 18 in 2012. Yeah, I thought, but you know what? I really want to do it now. But obviously, I never did it. Here I am, 10 years later, making videos here on YouTube and TikTok if you're watching on TikTok. And in those times, there's been, peaks and lows. And in the peaks, it would be so intense that I would even start planning how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it, what time I think I might do it, like not specific time exactly, but what time period within the week that I was thinking I'll do it. And fortunately for me, I never went through with it. There's always been things that pulled me back from it, but I've had many thoughts about it. I've had so many thoughts about it, and me making this video right now, it's something that I think is personal, but as much as it's a personal thing, I know that I'm not the only one who goes through this, and someone else might find value in watching this video, and they might see that they're not alone and there's solutions. So I've been through highs and lows. And in the highs, and I'm not talking about life highs and lows, I'm talking about the highs and lows in thinking suicidal. I remember this one time in 2018, I had planned that I was gonna throw myself in front of a moving truck. Hopefully it really just finishes me off. I knew where I was gonna do it. I knew the exact location, and I was hoping that it mangles me so beyond recognition that it might be difficult for my family to find me, so that they just avoid the pain of understanding that, okay, our son, our brother, our grandson, our nephew has passed on because he took his own life or he got hit by a truck. And my thinking to it was like, if I get hit by a truck, it's an accident. Nobody knows it was a suicidal thing. I'm not going to leave a letter. I'm not going to leave any clues as to what happened. It was not suicide. It just happened. And that's what I thought I was going to do. But I never went through with that. And I remember another one before that. I had planned that I would get a gun, of which I had. Not many people know that I've had a gun. I had it, and my plan was that I was going to just in the head, and I studied which point on the head, where on the head I should place the gun to ensure that I don't survive. Oof. Shit, it's getting difficult to talk about this. But anyway, I never went through with it. Obviously, I'm still here, and I'm in a much better place mentally now. And would I say that these thoughts have completely stopped? No, they have not completely stopped. Here and there, it peaks. It's like, yo, man, this life thing is a bit difficult, man. Why am I here? And I think this question of why am I here, I kept on asking myself, why am I here? And eventually I found an answer. And in this answer that I found, it's really linked to my career path and what my career path can do for me and my family. And I started seeing or thinking that the reason I'm here is for me to break a generational curse with or for my family, where we no longer know being lower middle class or lower class, where the next generation of children that will come will not know what it's like to go to sleep without eating. They okay, so for the next generation, they will not know the kind of struggles that we had to grow up with. And with that realization, I'm actually getting emotional over this, but anyway, with that realization, I started seeing that this is why I'm here. And in order for me to change things for my family, I might have to isolate myself away from them, because being in that environment influences me towards the wrong direction. Not by their fault, not by my fault either, but environment really can affect a person. And I got aware of this really quickly. The moment I was aware of it, I had to remove myself from that. And I have learned that in order for me to get to wherever I am planning to get, in order for me to be able to assist my family where I can, it's not going to be an easy journey. And also, I'm doing this for myself as well. I'm bringing a child on earth, and if I'm bringing a child on earth, I don't want them to know the struggles that I knew. And it was with that realization I saw, okay, this is why I'm here. This is why I've tried so many things hustle-wise, and this is why I still do not give up, because giving up is not an option for me. If I give up, I have to go back to poverty. So it is not an option. I just have to hustle hard. I have to continue striving on. Do the thoughts still come here and there? Sure. But I won't allow those moments of weakness or fear allow me to go through with such an act. And I've learned that there's people who have probably been in my shoes and their lives got better. And when their lives got better, they realized that I've done everything that I needed to do. I've done everything that I possibly could, or believe that I possibly could, for myself and my family and my friends. And there's nothing more that I can do for them beyond this, that they cannot do themselves with the foundation that I have built. I've seen that this is just my assumption about these people. When they take themselves out, once they have reached a certain level of financial success or even fame, when they've reached that level and all they have thought about and all they have strived for was to ensure that financially their families are set. And once that happened, they had to again ask themselves, why am I here? Probably didn't have an answer, and probably those suicidal thoughts all come back. And now they have different problems in life that they have to deal with, and they probably don't know how to deal with them. And they go through with it. They go through with taking themselves out. And I realized that there will come a point where, because I work hard, I work hard. You cannot work with me, or you can not outwork me. You understand? So some of you may outfund me, but outworking me, I work really hard, right? And I'm proud of myself that I work so hard. And for some of you who may not know, like, I'm a high school dropout, but where I am right now in life, man, it's not akin to what a person who dropped out of high school should be, or where they should be. So I'm on a steady climb to what I believe to be the top. But I also understand that once I get to that top, let's call it a mountain peak, where when I get to that mountain peak, I would have reached a certain point in my life where my family as well will be set, even for life, for the rest of their lives and the next generation's life. That's my plan. That's my goal. But once I get to that point, the question of why am I here will come back again. And I've started answering that question for myself right now. And the answer is that I have to be the leader that they need. And I am not a perfect person. I'm only 28, so obviously I still have my flaws. I still have healing that I have to do from childhood trauma, or even trauma that I acquired in my teenage and adult years. There's things that I have to, not to say get perfect at, but there's things that I have to deal with, and they will allow me, once I've dealt with those things, it will allow me to be the leader that the people that I care about will need and deserve. So once the finances have been sorted, they will need a leader. And I'm going to be that person. And I've got people that I consider my leaders. Some I don't think I'll ever meet. Some I have met. Some I will meet. But I learn a lot from multiple people, a lot of people that I look up to. And I take accountability in myself and things that ruin or may ruin my relationships with people that I care about, that I deeply care about, and never want to have them leaving my life, except of course if life decides that it's taking them away from earth. And all those mistakes that I make, I've got to learn from them, man. In order for me to be a better leader, I have to learn from my mistakes. I have to atone for my mistakes and understand that this that I have done that was wrong to the next person, if I do the very same to the other person, possibly they might feel the same. And I'm not talking about when somebody is gaslighting me, maybe making me feel as if I am wrong for something, but where even myself, when I sit down and think about it and I realize that, oh, okay, they kind of right there, I definitely will be working on those things. And going back to the topic of the video of me being suicidal for the past 10 years, I no longer have those very intense moments of really wanting to do it. I don't. But I'm aware that they may come back if I don't fully deal with those thoughts, but not necessarily the thoughts, but the root of the problems that lead to those thoughts. And I don't have advice for you in this video. I'm just telling you that I have to deal with the root so that the whole plant, tree, branches, leaves, fruits can be healthy. And if you yourself have had suicidal thoughts or have them now, you've reached this part of the video. If you are that one person that watched to this point, understand that you're not alone. Life is really hard. It doesn't get better tomorrow. It doesn't get better in a year. It doesn't get better in 2 years. Probably 3, even 5. But eventually it does. If anything, take me as living proof of that. You'll be okay.